Hello everybody, welcome back with another video. So today I'll be talking about things that need to be fixed, need to be added, and need to be changed within this game. If you do like today's video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. As well as this video is being live recorded, so there's no voiceovers or anything to this. But if you do like today's video, then don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Anyways, let's get into this. The first thing that needs to be fixed, which I don't know if anybody else has actually realized is kind of broken, is the auto-equip aircraft helmets. This function does not work the way it's supposed to. When you switch lobbies, or even on occasions when you die in the game, it'll turn it back on, even though you have it set to off. Even saving it like this, making the game force save it, does not keep it actually saved. It'll reset it. It's another broken functionality that's never been updated. And I honestly think it needs to be fixed at this point. And for one specific reason, which I will get into here in a second. But it just doesn't work the way it's supposed to anymore. But that leads us on to the next issue that the game has. Alright, so also I just realized the NPCs spawned the military guys. Okay, anyways. So the next issue, and this is a male only issue. I don't know if it'll work with this outfit. But because of the pilot headset. Okay, no, it's not going to work. So if you wear a one-piece outfit like this, but it doesn't have like a helmet or something, it'll remove it entirely. I think I can do it with this one. Now, okay, so it doesn't fully do it with this one, but if you can see, the undershirt's gone now. This impacts all outfits that have a torso 1 for some reason, and if it's a one-piece outfit, it just removes it entirely. So, let me give you an example. I may need to take the hat off. So I'll get on, it'll put the headset on, and my armor will disappear. This has been an issue ever since they blacklisted the checkerboard outfits. It blacklisted the pilot headset as well for the male characters, which causes issues like this. Alright, so I'm going to do it with this outfit now that I have the helmet off. And it'll remove the entire outfit. I've never seen it do it with the pants like that before, so that's actually kind of new and that's kind of weird, but that's not what this whole video is about. I just unintentionally found that just now recording that. But yeah, so this is an issue. So for people who've always wondered why their outfits get reset, that's why. The pilot headset resets the outfit.
Have a look around. Okay.
Rockstar, please unblacklist it so that this stops happening. Now onto the next thing. Now this next one would be a good GTA Plus item, which I know I'm gonna probably get comments on it in the video. Go ahead and comment whatever you want to comment. But I honestly think this would be a good change. So normally when you get your vehicles blown up, or not blown up, but are impounded by the cops, you can only call your assistant for this. So you'd have to register as a CEO, which that can be a problem alone if you're in a lobby that's got no slots for a CEO. Then you gotta call your assistant.
I'm ready to roll.
To recover your vehicle from impound. But what if they added that to a GTA item? So if you go into your phone and you could go in here and request your vehicle to be unimpounded. I think that'd be a good change. It'd also be less annoying than having to use your assistant, especially, you know, when there's times where you just cannot use your assistant because the lobby is full of CEOs and MCs. And it'd be less annoying to do it that way than have to go all the way over here to get your vehicle out of impound. I think that would be a nice quality of life improvement. To be able to go into your phone here and just unimpound your car. But what do you guys think of that one? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so the next thing we're going to talk about is how certain Amani Tech vehicles are still broken to this day. Like this car, for example. This car is supposed to have a front light on it. I'll show you here in a second. But you see how the back has a little glow right there? Well, the front is supposed to have that too. But if you buy this car off the website, that will be missing. That will not be there. The only way that I got this was from buying it at Simeon's dealership. When it was in Simeon's. I believe you can probably sell that in the LS Car Meet and it'll still be fine. But don't hold me against that. I don't know if that is the case. But there's other issues like this vehicle, for example. So a while back ago, I don't know if you guys know, but there's a YouTuber named Gillymaster. I'll put his YouTube thing up on the screen here. He talked about this vehicle and how it was originally missing, I think it was this side's lights. Like, it was just completely gone. There was no texture there. It was just missing. It did eventually get fixed. But there are other vehicles that have way worse issues than that, and this is one of them. This one is really broken. And I will show you what I mean here in a second. So I'm sure you guys noticed that there's like gaps in the vehicle itself. That's because of the armor. If you take the armor off, it fixes itself. The chrome trim comes back. But when you put the armor on, all the chrome trim disappears. And it leaves these just like weird gaps that you can see through in the vehicle. Now, for some reason, I tested this on PC as well. This specific trim on the driver's side door was also gone, but for some reason on my PS5 account, it's still there. So I don't know why it's kind of inconsistent. But the rest of it is very consistent. I also noticed that when you do that, it's still there, but it removes the chrome effect, which is really odd. But this has been a bug with this vehicle since it came out, and it's never been fixed, and it's horrible. This next one I'm going to be talking about, I'm sure you guys were waiting for him, and it's about God mode. There's currently, I think, 3 or 4 God mode glitches. There's one with the facility, with the orbital, or not the orbital cannon, the strike team. There's one with the apartment, where with your vehicle, you can put your vehicle in God mode. And there's obviously one with the agency, and there's always one with the agency. But the one I'm going to be talking about is the agency today. And I have a very, very simple fix for this. So, there's a lot of jobs that I'll put a job marker right here. I actually had one, but I think it got removed, thankfully. But that's just not enough to be able to fix this. And my solution to be able to fix these types of glitches in particular is to make it so the job markers do not show while you're in an interior. All these job markers should not be here. They should be hidden. When you're in any kind of interior, the markers should just disappear entirely. And that would also fix job markers spawning in, or the ones that are in interiors for glitches. Those would be gone too. Be simple as that. And it's not the first time they've done something like that. They've done it for free mode events, and they've done it for missions. They do it all the time. It'd be pretty easy to make it so that if you're in an interior, the line of code for it deactivates all the job markers. Whether they're bookmarked, Rockstar created, whatever. Player created, whatever. I think it'd be a quick fix and something easy to do. Now, to the next thing, which actually, funnily enough, I'm not even going to pause it for this, and that is heist warping. Heist warping should not be a thing. I think how that should be changed is if you accept an invite to one of these heists, once you accept the invite from your phone goes away until you do another prep mission or you switch lobbies. I think it should be a one-time use. So let's say I do this right now, right? Once I've used that, it's gone from my phone list. I can no longer use it until I switch lobbies or do a prep mission. If it's the finale, then if you use it, it won't come back until you do the finale and start up the next heist. I think it'd be a pretty quick fix and pretty easy to do. So now I'm going to talk about outfits, right? I think they should release an update just of adversary outfits. Have all the outfits fixed so that they function like other clothes in the game and they don't glitch out and clip and stuff. But like the joggers and stuff, or this helmet or these gloves or whatever, I think it'd be nice to have more customizable stuff. And a lot of it looks good together, and a lot of it matches. I think it'd be a nice content update just to be able to have this stuff. It would also eliminate like having these exclusive items in the games that primarily tryhards usually use. But it would remove that field of, oh hey, I have this, ha ha ha, you don't have it kind of thing. I think it would make the game also a lot more thriving, I guess. It would give players more ability to customize stuff and make it look like how they want to. Because a lot of these outfits just look really good. Certain things like the Juggernaut outfit, I can understand why they wouldn't do that. So that'd be fine if they never released that, but stuff like this, it just doesn't make sense. So the next thing I want to talk about while I'm on the topic of outfits is more outfit customizability. Again, I have said that I've tested stuff on PC before or with mods and stuff, and I tested some outfit clothing like matchups, like body armor that would not be able to go on a shirt normally on the base game. But I've tested it on a private lobby with myself, and I tested it with tops that normally can't have body armor, or you know, the plate carrier armor. What I found is that the body armor actually works really well with a lot of things that it isn't normally equipable on. And what's funny about that is some of these outfits on female can have the body armor on them, but the body armor clips really badly for the female characters because of, well, I don't even know, honestly, just the way it's shaped, I guess. On male, a lot of the body armors work really well on tops like the sweat tops or the sweatshirt tops, the combat shirt tops. I'll actually give you an example real quick. So tops like this, there are some tops that, like these ones for example, you can't put the heavy armor on, not the heavy armor, you can't put body armor on it, and you can't put the heavy combat armor on these. But I've tested it, they look fine, they don't cause any actual issues with the game itself. So why not allow for that extra customizability? That also plays out with certain tops like these. This one, for example, you can't put body armor on it, but on females, you can put the body armor on it, but it doesn't look good. But on males, it looks absolutely fine. And yes, I have tested that as well. It looks absolutely fine on these tops. Same with these tops. And I don't want to hear their excuse of, well, what if it potentially does cause clipping? They released an outfit back in the Casino Heist update for the Bug Stars. And I don't know if you guys can really see it. No, you can't. Okay, so I'll have to equip it. But the back of the boots on this outfit clip right through the bottom of the pants, and it looks horrendous. This is an outfit that they released. On to the next thing, which will be cars. I'm sure some of you have heard of worn paints and utility paints. Those paints are usually exclusive to the rusted vehicles that are just kind of spawned around the map, or utility vehicles that spawn around the map. But I've tested those paints out, and I've used it on certain vehicles on PC. They look good, and honestly, there's so many colors in there that we don't have on the base game, which feels very limiting compared to other games like Need for Speed, for example, where you can choose whatever color you want. And this game doesn't allow for that for some reason. I honestly think if utility paints and matte paints were added to the custom shops, that they could honestly either make a lot of money from it or even potentially add it as a GTA Plus item, which would stink. But it'd be okay if they released everything for all those paints at once. I think they would get a lot more profit from GTA Plus as well if they added stuff like that to it. It would stink again because it is a day one item that we've just never been able to legitimately access, but I think it would add a lot of customization to the game that is very much needed. And I really hope with GTA 6, a lot of the stuff that I'm mentioning here does not become a problem with the game, whether it's online or story mode. I honestly hope that they add just a bunch of general customization from the launch of the game. I think it'd be good for the game's environment as well. And now we're down to the last thing. This is something that's going to be pretty big, and it'd be pretty hard for them to do, and it wouldn't just be for GTA, it'd be for all their titles. But they need to make a Rockstar Social Club app, because the Rockstar Social Club on the website is so vulnerable and so insecure that people's crews have been taken. And actually I just saw something today as of recording this that the what is it called, the GTA series crew got hacked today, or hijacked. There's horrible security behind it, and it needs to be revised. I honestly think that they need to make a app for it for mobile and be able to do all the crew stuff from there, and then make a app integrated into the Rockstar Games launcher for PC, as well as add new security measures for the Rockstar Games launcher itself, because it does have vulnerabilities as well. But I honestly do think that if they integrated this stuff into a mobile app and to a PC, or into the Rockstar Games Launcher app for PC, I think it would honestly, that alone would help, and they'd be able to do a lot more than what they can with just a website. Most game companies nowadays also use apps for their games' socials, like Ubisoft, for example. I think it'd be nice to also just have an app on your phone to be able to go into without needing to go to the website constantly. Just click the app and go into it, and then mess around with your crew settings from there. Go into your desk, or go into your Rockstar Games Launcher app, mess around with the settings on there. I don't know. What do you think about that one, though? I honestly think having an app for the game itself, or for the games, I guess I should say, would honestly be a nice improvement and be a great quality of life, just in general, just so you don't have to constantly use a website that is very insecure and very unstable and very easy to break into and hack and cheat and mess with stuff. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. By the way, I want to say sorry if some of this stuff was all over the place. I did wake up and immediately get on to start recording. That was it. Actually, there is one other thing I want to talk about before I do end this video. And I've said it so many times, and I really, really wish I didn't have to keep saying it, but I wish Rockstar would buff the arena. Not just the game modes, I wish they would buff the game modes as well, make it so that you get a better payout, better RP, and better AP, as well as get AP between rounds if you do more than one round, because you don't get AP for multiple rounds, you only get it for the final round. Or make the AP at least stack from previous rounds, but it'd be better if they just gave you AP per round. But I also believe that they honestly should add free mode missions for this, so stuff that would promote the arena, because that's basically what we're doing. We're trying to promote it. We're sponsoring it. I think if we did like promotion missions like the nightclub has, you know, maybe some duffel bag missions, or you know, we got to take the Sasquatch and destroy some stuff, and it'll gain the arena reputation. I think stuff like that would just generally help the arena, especially with how little money you make from it, from how expensive everything is with the arena. It's a fun game mode, but it does not play out or pay out enough for the cost of everything. And this is coming from somebody who's got pretty much every arena vehicle from many, many years of grinding. It's a lot of money to spend on the arena. So I would like to see new missions and stuff added into the arena. New missions for free mode for it, and just maybe even some new vehicles, honestly. Some new arena contender vehicles. I think that would be pretty cool to see as well. Maybe like a, I don't know, a Stanier LE Apocalypse or something like that. I think something like that would be pretty cool. But let me know what you guys think down below. Hey guys, welcome back with the video. So this is going to be added into the video later. That's also why there's no webcam now. But I did actually forget some stuff when I did record my video. So firstly, this is something I thought was kind of goofy, and a lot of other people thought it was goofy. Something I would like to see them add, which would be for the Stanier LE, actually, which is what you see in the video, would be the 2 unselectable light bars that are on the vehicle. You can glitch them, but we shouldn't have to. I think it's just dumb that we have to. And it looks good on it. This is what it looks like, by the way. This is the light bar that you cannot normally buy. Secondly, this vehicle does have a no livery option, but again, we cannot purchase it. And I understand why they did that. It's because of the undercover cruiser, but this being able to convert this to an undercover cruiser would just be nicer, because this vehicle all around is just better than the undercover cruiser. It has actually slightly better physics than the undercover cruiser, and yes, we have tested it. This vehicle goes slightly faster and is just a bit more durable than what the undercover cruiser can. Some other things that I know a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, would like to see as an option for these vehicles. Why is my joystick messing up? Anyways, sorry about that. Or not my joystick, my button. But the other thing that the undercover cruiser really needs, or not the undercover cruiser, but just the police cars in general actually, is a license plate option. We don't have a license plate option for these vehicles. Even if we couldn't just change like the plate style itself, like the SAN exempt plates, being able to put like custom text on it would just be amazing. And I don't understand why they haven't added that yet. As well as like, and this is gonna be just something I'm gonna throw in here, as well as like the other plates, like the Liberty City plates, the Las Venturas ones, whatever. I don't know why they haven't added those plates into the game yet, but that's besides the point. They need to let us to be able to customize the plates on these, and I believe it's the horns you can't change. I mean, I would never personally change the horn on these cars. I like the default horns, but I know some people would like to be able to, and it would be good for like the undercover cruiser, for example, because you can make it look like a stock Stanier without any of the police stuff on it. And some people want to be able to just have that as like maybe a civvy type car. That's actually kind of how I have mine set up. But I think that'll be all for the Crown Vics. Now let's get on to the next thing I would like to see them add. And that would be more missions that are themed like the ones that they added with the cop cars, the vigilante missions. Not exactly like the vigilante missions. I think they should morally run the style of how the taxi missions and the pizza missions work, but more heavily towards how the taxi ones function. And that would be the paramedic vehicle and the fire truck. I think there needs to be, and this is going to throw it into something else, but we'll talk about that in a second. They need to be purchasable. The fire truck is already purchasable. We have the RCV, which still is useless. It has no purpose within the game still. But we don't have anything with the paramedic stuff. We cannot purchase the ambulance. We cannot, we can't purchase the paramedic outfits. But we can purchase the fire truck and the fireman outfits. But before I get any further into that, I would like to say we need a new business or not business, but a garage that's specifically for Pegasus only vehicles. And this garage will be able to convert any Pegasus vehicles except for the weaponized ones like the Insurgent and the Technical. It would not be able to convert those into the custom versions of itself, but like Pegasus vehicles that we cannot save should be convertible, and there should be a garage specifically for them, kind of like how the arena and the facility works. The facility has specific vehicles that only go in there. The arena has specific vehicles that only go in there, like the big old semi. I think there needs to be a garage for that, and sure, people are obviously going to glitch those vehicles and probably to other properties, unless they make it function the same way that the CEO vehicles work, which I really would hope not, because that functionality is so horrible, but that's besides the point. Imagine being able to take your fire truck, for example. Let's say you are able to take the fire truck in there, and you're able to just customize it how you want to. I think that'd be really cool, and it would add more stuff for the game, as well as limit and lower down the Pegasus use functionality. Because Pegasus, it doesn't even work half the time. It's such an outdated mechanic, and it never works. Again, getting off track, I think we need a garage dedicated to Pegasus vehicles. And it needs to be like a 50-car garage, at least, because there's so many Pegasus vehicles. Now, things that wouldn't be allowed in there, or customizable, I guess, would be like the Rhino. You could probably save it as a personal, but you wouldn't be able to upgrade the armor or nothing on it. There's some other vehicles that you just wouldn't be able to change without them needing to rework the vehicle itself. I forget what vehicle it is. There's a few vehicles that you can't do that to. And even the fire truck, for example, would be limited on its customizations because you cannot change the wheels on it without it being buggy, to say the least. But again, just being able to like upgrade the engine, change the color, whatever, that would be amazing. And you would give you an option once you buy those vehicles, and I'm going to go back into what I was talking about earlier. Once you have the paramedic vehicle or the fire truck or both, you can do missions with those vehicles. You can do the fire missions that were in the old GTAs, like GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas, where you can go put out vehicle fires or people who are on fire or whatever. Just put out random fires. Maybe even building fires. I think it'd be a really cool introduction to the game, and I think it would honestly work because of just how like taxi stuff works. I think as well there'd be a really interesting functionality, and I don't know how they would make it fully work, but I know it would be possible, is to add the paramedic missions into the game, where you got to go around and save people who are injured, or be able to get people out of their cars that are injured and bring them to the hospital. And you got to do it within a time limit, and each time you have to bring more and more patients back, just like how the old GTAs were, but the cap limit would be 2 to 4. Or they might just rework it and make it so that you have to pick up one patient per time. I don't know. Which would logically make sense. In the end, I think it'd be nice, and the rewards for getting to certain levels, like maybe EMS level, I don't know, EMS level 5, you get the paramedic vehicle discounted. And then, or maybe like level 10, and then maybe if you get to like 50 missions completed with the EMS, you get the paramedic outfits. And all 4 of them. The 2 colored variants of the normal shirts, and then the 2 variants of the hoodies. I think that'd be a good incentive to be able to do those missions as well. And then for the fire truck missions, if you don't already have the fire equipment, you'll unlock, I don't know, like a couple of the outfits from the casino heist outfits once you hit level 50 as well. And then once you hit level 10, the fire truck becomes discounted. It'll have its own discount. I don't know, but what you guys think about that? I think having more free mode missions like that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for the game. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, this is going to be the last thing I'm bringing into this video, is new Mark II weapons. We need new Mark II weapons. We haven't had Mark II weapons in forever. The last time we've gotten Mark II weapons was the Doomsday Heist update, and that was in 2017. We have not gotten a single new Mark II weapon since, and it's such an underutilized mechanic. It's wasted potential, and some of the weapons in the game are, well, they're starting to fall behind some of the current weapons we have, like the service rifle, for example. It's a very strong weapon, but then you compare it to some of the old weapons, like, I don't think I have any of the old weapons selected actually, but you compare it to like the old weapons have no chance against it. So honestly, we need new Mark II weapons.